Welcome to the Political Matrix News. Politics, people, local, regional, national news. Political Matrix News keeps you informed. We have the sources, we have the truth from inside the Political Matrix.
Hello, this is Greg Fink here, the Political Matrix News broadcast, and we are here tonight with Scott Miller. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing all right. It's campaign season, so it's my favorite time of year.
It is. This campaign season here, we got, I guess, instead of 6 months of winter, we got more 6 months of campaigning. And so I think we've seen our shadow. And I think the shadow is that what's going to happen with Biden? I know Joe Rogan, our wonderful big podcast, Emperor in the Sky, according to Fox News, he's thinking that they're going to get rid of Biden here pretty quickly and replace him. And so what do you think?
Well, we've been talking about this for quite a while, actually. I thought that I've been saying for a while that as a matter of fact, I think 2 or 3 episodes ago, we said that the most likely scenario, if they don't do what Rogan is suggesting is that he's just going to be booted from the ticket when it becomes clear that he cannot possibly win.
Right.
What I've said for a long time is that their stopgap effort is going to be that if they get to their convention, that they'll just replace him at the convention. What Rogan is talking about is really probably the better solution, because then whoever they get to replace him gets to kind of have an opportunity to ramp up the campaign going into the general.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot more sense, more logical, and it's actually politically a smarter thing to do, as I think a lot of people in the Democratic Party have asked for them to do, is to get rid of, not get rid of rather, but in a nicer way, ask Joe to step down, and basically ask him to go ahead and step aside and allow the party to move on with a fresher face and a fresher look. I mean, we got Pete Buttigieg right there in the sidelines, ready to jump in. He's dealing with a bridge issue in Baltimore because for some reason the federal government did not, check safety issues around bridges nationwide like they should. But hey, we're not going to blame that on Pete. But we are going to blame on Pete is that, the infrastructure of this country is not as sound as it was, and that's true. And he has still kept his job, which is very, very surprising. A lot of the people who have been appointed by Biden have all kept their jobs, and country's not going all that great. I mean, this economic indicators, they're saying the economy is getting better. I don't know who the hell they're talking to, because, the regular Joe Blow guy, it's not. Man, for people who are invested in the stock market,
you think about
who have 401ks, yes, it might. But the cost of living, no.
Well, you think about the major departments that under Biden have had what can only be described as abject failures, between Mayorkas and the border, and Buttigieg with numerous transportation disasters, between bridges collapsing, trains derailing, and ships. The ship, I thought, that's not the first time that a ship has hit that particular bridge, and the last time it happened, they warned that it would not survive that much of a bigger hit. What I thought was hilarious is the way that the Democrats are bending over backwards to try to blame Larry Hogan for this, and Larry Hogan was the one that upgraded the ports to begin with.
When was Hurricane Sally?
He just made the mistake of being a Republican governor instead of a Democrat governor of Maryland.
Now, what was Hurricane Sally? What year was that? That was 2022.
Hurricane Sally was, I think 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, and I think we had some issues here with barges being sent all across the Gulf Coast in Pensacola, Florida, and Biden was president at the time. Buttigieg was the transportation guy at the time, and Skanska was the ship guy, the bridge builder, who had the barges, and they were all tied to the railings and to where they cannot go out during a hurricane, but they all broke loose. I think how many barges broke loose? 6 or 7, at least. And then people's houses, I know at least 6 people's houses who they landed in their front door or in their house. And yet Skanska and the wonderful big bridge building company won the lawsuit, saying it wasn't their fault and that they had no financial responsibility nor fiduciary responsibility to take care of the houses that were destroyed because they did not tie up the barges properly. And that's another piece of the issue.
No, they successfully made the case that their cases would have to be drawn under maritime law instead of state law, and maritime law gives them broad protections against damages
Very
like
broad.
that. They're, I think they are on par of no responsibility to the railroads, because railroads are it takes an act of Congress to make the railroads responsible for anything. Although, Norfolk Southern, I think today announced a $600 million judgment against them, or settlement, not a judgment, it was a settlement for the derailment they had a year ago, 2 years ago.
I think they had two derailments.
No, the one over the one in the Midwest. They had a big one that just destroyed a town.
Right. Yeah. And so the reason why we're bringing up people to judge is that he is really the only, cabinet person out there who ran for president before who's left. And so who we have left? We have Gavin Newsom. We have San Francisco, which will be haunting him forever, ever. And Trump will play a video of the streets of San Francisco, and with a wonderful song for the past, with a new video from today, which does not match up at all. And so I think, I don't know who they're going to replace Biden with. I mean, Pete would be the only one left, because Kamala's not going to do it.
Oh God, no. No, under Rogan's narrative, I think Kamala stays vice president and is just content to not be president, which is appropriate since when she left her campaign, she was in low single digits. I mean, like 3% polling. So she's not.
We had her at 2%.
She's not a viable candidate even today.
No.
I don't know why they didn't kick her out a long time ago, but it's kind of. I guess in their mind, she wasn't really, the damage they would have from kicking out the first black vice president woman, would be more damaging to their base than just letting her ride out and say whatever crazy, whacked out, ill-informed things she does say.
And that's a lot of them. But that being said, we still have an answer. Who's going to be the next person? I mean, could it be Hogan? Could it be Larry Hogan? Do you think he might switch parties and switch to being a Democrat from the Maryland governor?
No.
I'm just throwing it out there. I have no idea.
Especially the way the Democrats are going after him right now. The Democrats are terrified that he could be a viable Republican candidate if they were to successfully somehow prosecute Trump and get him off the ballot. Then their fear is someone like Larry Hogan would be appointed at the Republican convention, who can do the exact same thing that they're doing. The convention, all of these primary elections are basically not much better than a straw poll, because all of the rules are put together by the parties. So while on paper it looks like that they are we're picking the president. That's why in Florida they call it the presidential preference primary. Right.
And so, I guess we have Chuck Schumer, who's the Senate president. I don't think he'll do it.
Why would he?
I'm grasping.
I would dearly love to see. I'd dearly love to see Gavin Newsom run, just because. I can already see the posters. The poster and the campaign ad would be nothing but some homeless guy taking a dump on a street in San Francisco, and a caption that says something like, coming to a town near you. Maybe a short video that has a picture like that with the theme music from that 70s cop show, The Streets of San Francisco.
Exactly. I think Gavin Newsom, if he does run, though, it will do one thing: just get a whole question of whether or not he's going to run out of the way. and so he can go ahead and get it done, get it over with, and we'll move on to the next chapter and the next. I mean, because you and I have been working on campaigns for 25, 26 years easily together, and I have not seen any kind of short bench this short in a national party in a very, very long time. I mean, Republicans, I mean, like them or not, we got a deep bench. I mean, we still have guys we can drag out of their 70s, and go all the way down to their 30s or 40s and keep it going. I mean, we got a good list of at least 20, 30, 40 people that would do it if Trump wasn't running. The Democrats, I don't know. So I guess, I mean, Joe Rogan thinks it's going to be Gavin. I don't think it's going to be Gavin. I don't think if it is, I don't think he's going to last. But we're going to find out soon enough. We only got a few more months left in the primary cycle. Most of the primaries are going to be over in August and September. And we are just now at the very beginning of April. So we're going to find out soon. So, well, that's all we got here for this segment here of the Political Matrix News blog. And so stay tuned, and we'll be back later. Bye-bye.